The Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is who's in, who's out, and everything you need to know about this game. So, it's playoff time, and the Steelers, they're going to visit the Baltimore Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium. This game will be played in Baltimore today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in the wild card matchup of the NFL in the first round. So, before I get more into it though, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, coming into this game, the Steelers and the Ravens both have injuries on both sides. And this is who's in and who's out. So, let's take a look at the injury report for both teams, and let's start off with the Steelers first. Because the Steelers come into this matchup with a few players who are out or at least questionable for this game. So, to start off with the players who return to practice, they are still out are Roman Wilson, Cole Holcomb, and Logan Lee. However, the players who have been on the active roster who are questionable is Mason McCormick, because he's dealing with a broken hand. Players, for example, like Dante Jackson, who's been dealing with a back injury and missed last week's game, the final week of the regular season, even though he still has that little injury, and he was kind of limited in practice. He ended up being a full participant and is cleared to play and ready to go. So those players are questionable and out. Now let's move over to the Baltimore Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens have a significant injury to Zay Flowers in terms of his knee injury. He did not practice all week, and he's officially ruled out for this week's game. Also, you look at a player like Deontay Hardy with a kind of knee injury. He was cleared to play. He was a full participant in practice, but he is officially ruled questionable for this week's game, and it's up in the air if he'll be playing. We'll know closer to game time. So, that's it. That's all the injuries for both the Steelers and the Ravens. There aren't that many injuries in terms of the players on the active roster, but obviously there's players who are injured reserve and things like that who are obviously out but don't appear on the injury report. So both teams aren't healthy, but they're as healthy as they're going to be heading into this matchup. So that is the injury report for both teams. Now, let's just talk about the game in general, because the Pittsburgh Steelers, they come into this matchup and their record on the season was 10-7. But at one point in the season, their record was 10-3, and it looked like they had the division on lock. But the Baltimore Ravens, they won 4 straight games to end the season. Their record at one point was 8-5. When the Steelers were 10-3, the Ravens were 8-5. And like I said, it looked like the Steelers had the division on lock. But the Steelers, they went on a 4-game losing streak to end the season 10-7. But on the other hand, the Ravens went on a 4-game winning streak to make their record 12-5 and secure the division. So this matchup is the reason why the Baltimore Ravens is at home, because the Steelers blew it. The Steelers would have been at home and secured AFC North, but the Ravens won the AFC North, and now the Ravens are at home. The Steelers have to go travel on the road. If they play every single week, if they end up winning this game, whatever, they're going to be on the road the rest of the way. The Ravens, however, they won't be, and for this matchup at least, they're at home. So, enough with that, because that really doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't matter. Yes, the home field advantage, everything like that, but it's going to be AFC North football. And like I said in the video yesterday, AFC North football is always a tough battle. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, doesn't matter who is not playing. No matter what the record is, or you don't look at what time of year it is, it's going to be a tough matchup either way. And even if the Ravens are playing great and the Steelers aren't, or if the Steelers are playing great and the Ravens aren't, it's AFC North, it's these two teams, and it's a rivalry. And it's always going to be a close, tight game. So expect nothing less. This game will go down to the wire more than likely, and who knows, any team can win. It's playoff time. So now let's talk about the game being played on the field, and what each team needs to do if they want to win this game. But let me start with the Steelers first. So the Steelers, if they want to have a chance to win this game, they need to keep it close and win it at the end. Or just have their offense go off and put up 40 plus points, 30 plus points. So when you look at the Steelers, what they need to do, their defense needs to step up and stop the run. That's where it starts for the Ravens. The Ravens want to run the ball with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and then do some play action off of it, rollouts off of it, throw it to the tight ends, everything like that. So the Steelers need to start with stopping Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson in the run game. And then what they need to do is get some pressure on Lamar Jackson and create those missed throws. Because without getting pressure on Lamar Jackson, he's going to have to cook the Steelers offense and will cook the Steelers defense. So you look at this team and the Steelers need to get pressure on Lamar Jackson, make him make some missed throws, mishaps, everything like that. Maybe create some turnovers, fumble here and there if you get him in the pocket and strip sack, or just a turnover and interception if you make him overthrow or underthrow a ball because of the pressure. So they need to get pressure and stop the run. And for the Steelers offense, on the other hand, what they need to do is be able to run the ball, because that's where it starts. With Russell Wilson, he needs to be able to have a running game. He needs the running backs to do good, the offense line to do good in terms of running the ball, with Najee Harris, maybe Jalen Warren breaking off a big run, maybe Cordell Patterson here and there. So he needs to start off with a good run game, because that allows the offense to open up. And without the run game, the Steelers offense just isn't good. So Russell Wilson needs a run game to have the play action off of it, to have the bootlegs off of it, and really to open up downfield, to throw those deep balls, moon balls to George Pickens, or find Calvin Austin over the field, or find Pat Freiermuth over the middle, or down the sideline. He needs the run game to open up, but obviously as well, Arthur Smith needs the run game, because that's what he relies on as an offense coordinator, as his scheme, to have the run game. And if the run game isn't going, he's not really a good offense coordinator. So that's what basically needs to happen. And for the special teams just needs to keep on doing what they've been doing all season. Chris Boswell needs to keep on making his kicks, because the Steelers relied on Chris Boswell a lot this season. Most field goals in Pittsburgh Steelers all-time history in one season this year for Chris Boswell. So they're going to rely on him a lot this game for field goals, and he better be ready and continue doing what he's been doing all season as a Pro Bowl kicker and a first-team All-Pro kicker. So enough with the Steelers. Let's talk about the Ravens now. What do the Ravens need to do to win this game? Basically everything I just said that the Steelers need to do to stop the Ravens need to execute on that. For example, they need to be able to run the ball. Because if they can't run it with Derrick Henry and the Steelers start stuffing them at the line of scrimmage, then you're relying on Lamar Jackson to throw the ball, and that's never a good thing. Even though he has improved as a passer greatly, you still don't want to have to win the game with Lamar Jackson throw the ball. You want Derrick Henry to be able to run for over 100 yards, Lamar Jackson to run over for 50, 75 plus yards, because then that opens up everything. Because if they can't stop the run, then they definitely won't be able to stop the pass. Because if they're putting extra guys in the box and going all out to stop the run, that allows someone to be open. And they don't have Zay Flowers. They don't have the extra main guy as a receiver. So now it's one less playmaker, so you need to rely on the running game. And if that running game is getting going, then do some play action, hit some deep shots, hit some sideline throws. And to be honest, if I was the Ravens, what I would do is throw the ball short, run long. Because the Steelers will allow you to catch those short ones. And if you break some tackles, make some people miss, that's when the game opens up for any team, not just the Ravens, against the Steelers. So what does the defense need to do for the Ravens? What the defense needs to do is stop the Steelers' run game and just make sure those moon balls aren't caught, because the Steelers don't really use the middle of the field. They're short. They're really a short team or a home run team. They're not really in between. So to guard the sideline, guard the run, guard the deep shots, and you'll be fine. So the Ravens, that's how they need to win this game, and the Steelers, that's how they need to win the game. When talking about special teams, Justin Tucker has struggled this season, but late towards the end of the season, he's starting to pick it up. So just continue what he's been doing and building on the last couple of weeks, and the Ravens will be fine on special teams. But anyway, that's Steelers, Ravens, what each team needs to do. Who do I think is going to win this game? Who I hope is going to win is the Steelers, of course. Hope the Steelers win, move on. Who will win this game? I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers will win. I know you're probably thinking I'll say Baltimore. No, Steelers. Let's stick with Steelers. Positive energy going into this week's game. Steelers fan, obviously, Steelers report, everything like that. So the Steelers will win this game. The Steelers will make it close all game and pull away in the fourth with some mistakes late by Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And the Steelers will prove why they were a good team all season. Even though they've been struggling, they're still a good team. TJ Watson to get his first playoff win. The Steelers are going to move on. And no matter what happens the next week, at least they won a playoff game. So the Steelers, they will shock the world. and the Ravens are in trouble, I believe. So let me know your thoughts on the comments below. Who do you think will win? Do you believe the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win this game, or do you believe the Baltimore Ravens will win this game? And what's the score? What's your score predictions and your keys to the game for the Steelers? Also, if you click on this channel and go to the community tab, there's a poll going on right now, and go ahead and vote on the Steelers or Ravens to win this game, and let me know your thoughts on the comments below of that poll on the score as well. So anyway, that's my thoughts on this game. That's the injury report. That's everything surrounding this game. Now it's time to watch. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers updates, news, highlights, analysis, everything surrounding the Steelers. The season is almost coming to the end, but I'm still covering it even when it's over. And after this game, I'm going to have some highlights, analysis, everything like that. So stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.